G'day folks, Links here and welcome back to Greg Tech New Horizons. So today I'm working on blood magic. And I have already made a little bit of a start on it, but I'm not too far into it. But before we go to that, I want to just show off a couple of my Botania contraptions. So this is my auto crafting setup for the pure daisies. So it's formation planes on the top, which are filtered to stone and spruce. They're the two recipes, basically the only two recipes that we're interested in pure daisy. And then there's annihilation planes on the bottom. There is a interface with the patterns pointing into a chest. This has blocking mode enabled, so it'll only put one recipe at a time in. And then we have a import bus on a subnet that pulls in to the subnet, and the formation planes will put the blocks down. The only way the blocks, once the blocks are being converted, they get destroyed by the annihilation planes and go back into the mainnet. Now, annihilation planes will destroy any block you put on top of them or you put adjacent to them. But the way that I stop them from destroying the stone and spruce before they've transformed is by filtering the storage bus to living rock and living wood, because annihilation planes won't destroy any blocks if there's no valid destination in the network for them to go. So that's basically how I've automated pure daisy. It does the job. I don't know if there's better ways or not, but yeah, this does the job. I also don't know if it was worth it or not. I don't know what volumes I'll need these in, but yeah, now I can just request living rock and living wood whenever I need it. And it's not the fastest thing in the world because the pure daisies are quite slow. But worst case scenario, I can just add them to the level maintainer, to the OC level maintainer. I've also automated mana generation in Botania mana generation as well. So what I have is endo flames. So I have 3 endo flames per mana spreader. And then near the endo flames is a hopper going into an open crate, which just drops whatever item you put into it from its bottom side. So item comes in the top, falls out the bottom, and falls onto a pressure plate, which activates a redstone signal back to the hopper to turn the hopper off. So it'll only ever drop one item at a time. And then I also have another redstone signal on the inside, which comes from the mana pools. So I have a redstone comparator next to each pool, which will emit a signal strength proportionate to how full the pool is. And I have a dense red crystal that basically will only accept a minimum signal strength of 9. And so when the signal strength reaches 9, it'll go through. This repeater is just to stop the signal from coming back this way, because I've found that these conduits, they have both of these enabled, but if I disable either one of them, then the connection disappears. So I have to leave them both enabled. And basically what that means is, oh no, I need to reset you. There we go. So basically what that means is I just have this repeater to prevent the signal from coming backwards. So then what will happen is when the pools are full enough, then these hoppers will turn off. There will likely still be an item. I've set it to signal strength 9, because there will likely still be an item on the pressure plates for the endo flames to consume. And basically, so that the mana pools will still be filling up a little bit even after the hoppers get turned off. What I'm using is blocks of charcoal, which come from this ME interface with a crafting card. And I only insert 1 block of charcoal at a time. So I have a limited item filter on each hopper to only insert 1 block of charcoal at a time. And yeah, it does mean that while this is active, there are 6 items in world, because there's 6 of these setups. So there are 6 items in world, but I don't think that's really going to be an issue. I obviously have safeties to stop it from just spamming items into the world. And eventually it will turn itself off like it has now because it's full enough. So yeah, that's basically sort of my mana generation setup for Botania. It's not very pretty. You know, it doesn't look very pretty. I've seen prettier setups in some of the videos I've watched, but the one of the setups I really like the look of was using the andesite funnels from Create, and was a modern pack. But yeah, this does the job. It works fine. I could have probably made it look better, but I don't think it looks too bad. I might need to transport the mana, and I think the only option I have for that is sparks. I think their range is quite small, though. I think it's like 16 blocks, but I could be wrong. But I don't need to worry about that for now. In fact, I do need some mana diamonds because I need to craft another weak blood orb to put in my assembler. To put in my universal assembler. So I do need mana diamonds, which I don't. I do still want to look at the mana fountain at some point. Yeah, I do. So I was checking my audio settings. I do still want to craft do the mana fountain at some point, because then you can automate mana pools with AE2 using that. But for now, this Botania setup is enough. So they can go into the main net. And I think this can... I'll just put this blood orb in, and then I'll craft a new one. So yeah, this is... So how many non-consumables? I have 4 non-consumables in there. I don't know if that's the... What's this set to? That's set to 5, so I will need to increase that to 6. So then... And make sure that's definitely set to 1 tick as well. Yeah, it is. I've not had any problems with the universal assembler. It's really only been the mixer that I've had problems with. But yeah, that should do it. I should be able to just shove it in. I should be able to just shove it in there now. And we should be fine. But yeah, I do need to craft another one. So crafting the weak... I will go through my blood magic setup very shortly. Actually, no, I'll do it now. So the beginning of blood magic basically involves having to use a sacrificial knife on yourself to generate life essence for the altar. So you basically right-click with it. It takes hearts. And you have to be very careful, because if you die from using the sacrificial knife, then you get the soul fray effect. Which I believe... I don't think it means you get 0 LP. I think it halves the LP you get from sacrifice, from self-sacrifice. But I could be wrong about that. I'd have to double-check. But in all honesty, I just don't want to die from it. So what I have is I have an apiary. And I have a majestic bee that I've bred the beatific effect onto. And what the beatific effect does is it grants regen. However, normally it's quite slow. But I have an IV world accelerator here, so you can see the effect is never going away. But if I didn't have the world accelerator, it would actually be intermittent. So it would basically last 4 seconds, go away for a few seconds, and then come back. But because I have the world accelerator, the effect basically just stays on. The other thing I've noticed is... I swear that the speed at which the regen effect is applied is also faster with the world accelerator. But I could be wrong about that, but I swear that is the case. So that basically makes the early progression bearable. I don't know why I'm actually using it now, because my altar's full. So some of the crafting is kind of annoying. The way this altar appears to work is it has a 10 bucket buffer, but it also has kind of like a hidden internal buffer. And I think that hidden internal buffer is only like a bucket, because if I use like that, for example, I get a full bucket. But if I use it again, if I use another one, I only get 120 millibuckets. So I think So I think the magic hidden internal buffer, I think, is only a bucket. Now, the reason that's somewhat annoying is because at the moment I do need to put some life essence into the cutting machine in order to make more slates. I can buy the slates now, but I don't believe the vampire coins are too easy to come across, so I kind of don't want to have to rely on buying slates. But yeah, so if I use the knife now, you can just hold it down, but be very careful doing that. But yeah, the thing's full now. Yeah, but yeah, you can just hold right click, but be very careful doing that. So yeah, I need to... What do I need to make the... So it's weak orb, which is a arcane crafting recipe. So at the moment, I am just following the quest book. So I have the altar, I have the sacrificial knife, I have my first weak blood orb, and I have my tier 1 slates. I'm now working towards the basic runes. And the goal for the moment is the Dagger of Sacrifice. Because then I can use it on mobs instead of using it on myself. I don't know what the goal for today is going to be. So my overall goal in... Obviously, I want to get meteors, but my first goal in Blood Magic is to rush the Well of Suffering ritual, which means that I can use an Extreme Entity Crusher to provide life essence for the altar. So that is my sort of first goal. Yeah, that is my first goal. But that's obviously that's not going to be a today thing. That needs a tier 4 altar, I think. So that will probably be like next video, I guess. I think what I want to do is see... Yeah, that takes a lot of stuff. So this is my blood orb. So I have one in the assembler, and then that one's mine. I'm going to shove you in there for now. I'm going to shove the blank slates in there. And might as well shove the arcane slates in there. I can... actually, I don't think they're too terrible. So I get 8 at a time for 10 vampire coins. Yeah, okay. So that's... It's not... I don't think that's too terrible. Right, so this is essentially an assembler recipe, which is blank slates, the weak orb, which I won't pattern because it's a non-consumable, and the wet concrete. And it's a Circuit Zero recipe. So I should be able to just do... I don't want to make 16 of them at a time. I will make just one. I think I only need 4 to get the tier 2 altar. So I think I can just put you in there. And then can I ask for it? Hey, there we go. So how many do I need for the... So we'll grab you, but how many do I actually need? I need 8. Okay. Can I make 8? I don't have enough blank slates. Okay. I still have a bunch of arcane slates, so I can make more. Where are we? Yeah. Arcane slates. But yeah, I should look at... I don't really want to look at automating this just yet because I don't feel like it's worth it, given that I still have to given that I still have to basically fill it manually with the self-sacrifice, with the sacrificial dagger. Sorry, sacrificial knife. Is that all I needed? I think that was all I needed to make 8 runes. So, can I... Actually, I only need 7. I've already got 1. Yeah, so there we go. So we can set that going. And... I don't think it's working. I think it's because I don't have enough of the non-consumables. I bet you it's gotten stuck. Yeah, it has. Actually, no, hang on. Why has it gotten stuck? I don't actually understand. Because this is 5 items, and the threshold is set to 6. So I don't quite understand why it's stuck, and there's nothing in here either. Okay. I'm gonna get the runes, and then I'll come back. Right. I have my runes. It was a bit of a universal moment. I think it's because I've only got one. I think it's because I've only got one orb, and I requested multiple runes. What do I do with these now? I almost don't want to bother opening the loot bag. I mean, I don't know how useful that is. I don't think it's very useful. But it can just go in the network nonetheless. But I do have the coins. So I presume that you need 8 runes for a tier 2 altar. So I think that means I can just do. If we look at so there is a structure lib hologram NEI preview for the Blood Magic altar. And it is, so it's just 8 runes. So we leave this how it is, and we just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I presume at some point this is, there we go, tier 2 blood altar. Which means we need to self-sacrifice a bit more. It's not working, seemingly. Oh, can you not? Oh, I'm confused now. Right, so basically I just put the sacrificial knife in here, and I can now get this. I might not actually have enough. No, I didn't. I have to. I don't know how much okay. I don't know why it wasn't filling up when I was doing it before then. Make sure I don't actually die. So how much does it need? Does it tell me? It needs 20 LP per... it needs 10... it needs a full 10,000. Okay. Right. So, So this is basically early game blood altar. Is you poke yourself until you go insane. And then you get the dagger of sacrifice, which makes you slightly less insane because at least you can poke mobs and they give you a lot more. There we go. So we put that on there, and now that will use a full 10 buckets, and then we'll be good. So the next step will be to get a powered spawner. Now I do have one, but that's for wisps. Do I have all of this? I don't think I have. I don't think I have everything. Oh, no, I do. I need a Franken zombie. Which, okay. So I need to, but there we go. We have our dagger of sacrifice. That's, okay. No, sorry, I don't want to trash them. I want to put them in there for now. And then, right, so I'm going to go craft a powered spawner. And then we are probably going to go... I think guards are actually a good source, and I think there is a village. I think I do have a village bookmark somewhere that might have some guards. So, I'm going to craft a powered spawner, and then I'm going to go and actually find some... I'm then going to go find some mobs to... or I'm going to go find a village to go capture a villager. So I will see you guys in a few once I've gotten the spawner. Right, and we're back. I forgot how long Ender IO spawners take to craft. So I went and got an alien villager. I don't think they're actually any better. They appear to have the same health as a normal villager. I can turn this off now because I don't actually need that bee anymore. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, they both have 20 health. So I'm assuming there's no difference between them, but whatever. I've got a Galactic Craft villager. So this is now... Yeah, I mean, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but to spawn... But I presume that would change if I put, like, I don't know, if I put one of these in. Would that make it any faster? Right, so if I do that... Is that because this is actually out of range? I raised this up because I kind of assumed I had to for the tier. Or I kind of have to eventually because of the shape of the structure. Yeah, this is basically what the tier 6 looks like. It's actually, you know, elevated. But maybe it was because I think the range on this dagger is actually very short. No? I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused because they're supposed to... Basically, they're supposed to instantly die. I am very confused as to why it's not... Oh, no, it worked that time. There we go. Okay. So I just have to get him over there. Right, so it's a really, really short range. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so it's a really, really short range. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So, I guess if I just... Like... Yeah, okay. The range is like ludicrously short. Turn you off for now. But yeah, okay. So, but as you can see, obviously getting blood a lot faster than doing it on myself. I can make sacrifice runes to make this go faster. Is it? No. I thought I still heard another villager noise. But yeah, I mean, I could just move this closer, because I'm using a dimensional transceiver to power it. But I guess, so what's the next step now, then? The next step would appear to be, basically make a tier 3. So, I need 8, I have formium blocks. I need 8 formium blocks. I need some glow... Oh, we can get rid of you. I need some glowstone blocks. I think it's just 4. And then... So if I look at you, if we go to tier 3... yeah, so I think it is just... and then I need the runes. However many runes it is for tier 3. But yeah, so... Oh, no, give me that back. That is basically... So I cannot... Why doesn't that work? What's the recipe? It is tier 2. Form... Oh, okay, yeah. So it needs a Formcraft formium block, which you need to do with chisel. Oh, that's not the right button. So you basically just use chisel to get the actual Formcraft blocks. I don't know what that is. Go. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. So now it should do it. Yeah, there we go. Now it's happy. I don't know if I can make sacrifice runes yet. I don't think I can just yet. Yeah, no, they're tier 3. Rune of Sacrifice is what I would want. It's an infusion recipe, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, they're tier 3. They need tier 3 slates. I don't even have tier 2 slates at the moment. So yeah, that'll be... We're a bit of a way off that, but I presume that there's nothing to stop me from getting the... Actually, no, hang on. Let's just move you. Let's move you closer. So let's pop you, like, here. Just pop you there, and then we'll pop you there. And then we put you on top, and then we turn you on, and then hopefully we're good then. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so this is basically... Yeah, this is basically early game blood magic. Once I get Well of Suffering, which is a tier 4, although this is definitely a bit more efficient now that I've moved this closer. Once I get a Well of Suffering, then LP becomes a lot easier. And I think the idea is I just use the villager spawner in a EEC. I don't think the weapon matters in ritual mode in the EEC. Oh, I might need to turn it off. I think it might be spawning too many. But yeah, so I don't think the weapon matters in the ritual mode in the EEC, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I definitely want to... I definitely want to get Well of Suffering. I think where I'm probably going to end today's video is... I might actually get the... So how do you use the blood orb? Using this binds it to you, expect to do that one. Consumes 1 heart while depositing 200 into your soul network. You can draw upon the soul network for anything that needs LP, such as alchemy or rituals. Right. Okay, so I don't think... So I need to bind it to myself, but I don't think it actually really matters right now, because I don't think I'll be doing anything that needs the soul network just yet. I probably will do soon. There we go. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tier 3 altar crafted, because this is not particularly entertaining. I'm going to get the tier 3 altar crafted, and then we'll come back and we'll see where I go from there. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Right, and I'm back. So I don't have the tier 3 altar yet, but I do believe I now have everything to make it. I just wanted to... So I learned a couple of things. Ignore my moaning about the life essence for the cutting machine. Ignore my moaning about that. I was actually completely wrong. I was trying to empty the blood altar with universal cells. That's not the way you do it. You just put a regular empty cell on, and it will give you a life cell, which is a bucket. So yeah, that was me being dumb earlier. And I don't want to cut me being dumb out of the video. These videos are unedited, so you will get periods of me being dumb. But yeah, so that deals with that. I also did some basic automation. So the way the blood altar appears to work is you can pump a full stack of items in, and it will process a full stack of items. It will process a full stack of items in a single recipe, as long as you can keep feeding it life essence. So I basically just put 2 and a bit stacks, 2 and a quarter stacks of arcane slates in here. And then I turned the spawner on, and I just kept killing villagers to keep the altar filled up until it produce them, and basically it will convert the whole stack in one go and then pump the whole stack out to this chest. And the way I did that is just with filters, because if you don't put a filter on the output, then as soon as it gets pulled, as soon as the input ingredient gets put in, the output chest would pull it out if this No, give me that. If this filter wasn't here. So yeah, this is sort of basic automation. I will obviously do it with AE at some point. But yeah, so we can now, however, make the tier 3. So let's do that. We do lose the blood. I should actually take the LP and put it into my orb, because I have just lost the LP now by doing that. But yeah, this setup's probably gonna have to move now. It'll definitely have to move when I make the tier 4. But yeah, so if we do that, and then we put the altar down, and then it basically becomes a... Oh, keep that. You know what? Can I put the powered spawner there now? I think I can. But yeah, I just want something there to keep the middle of the thing. No, give me that back. Right, so the tier 2 is basically this, and then the tier 3 is this. Yeah, so the tier 3 is no, hang on. No, sorry, I'm being dumb. The tier 3 starts from here. So the tier 3 will be... So the tier 3 is that. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. No, oops. Yep. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the caps... Yeah, and then it's basically... if we just put these in the corner... The max size blood altar actually looks really cool. But yeah, it's basically that, and that. And then we get rid of those. I probably should do something decorative around the blood altar, but yeah, for now, we'll just do that, and that. And that should get us a tier 3. Yeah, there we go. So tier 3 blood altar. Now, I will grab that spawner back. And instead, we will just put a... No, not you. And instead, we will just put this back underneath for now. So, what can I make the imbued slates yet? Yes. They are quite expensive, but yes. Or they're 7,500 LP each, so they are somewhat expensive in terms of LP. But yeah, I think can I mean, I'm sure I can get what are the tier 1 runes? Are there any tier 1 runes in the quest book? So tier 2 rune is speed rune, which yeah, needs infusion. But I don't know if there's... I don't think there's any tier 1 runes in the quest book. So let's have a look at the... So the capacity rune, for example, is that a... I presume it's that one. Yeah, so that needs an imbued slate. Okay. So it's basically... So really, I need to get imbued slates, which I can make now. They're just tier 2 slates. But yeah, they're just expensive. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to cut the video here. Because it's kind of more of the same now. It's kind of more of the same for a bit. Until I get the tier 4, and then we can look at some ritual stuff and set up the Well of Suffering. Which will then automate the LP stuff. But basically, my plan is to just push for the sacrificial runes, the Rune of Sacrifice, because then I'll get more LP out of the thing, out of the mobs, out the villages. But yeah, in all honesty, this infusion recipe is how I figured out that I was doing life cells wrong. This is because this needs life cells. So yeah, I will. So I'm going to cut the video here. I understand that bod magic will not be everybody's cup of tea, especially watching someone like me fumble around and try and figure it out. Unfortunately, this is the sort of pain that I was informed of that I would need to go through in order to get the reward that is meteors. So yeah, I think I'm basically going to push for the tier 4 altar. And then after I get the tier 4 altar, I'll do the next video, which will be where we set up the Well of Suffering and basically figure out what we need to do in order to get meteors. So yeah, if you've made it this far, I applaud you for watching. Because like I said, this has been a bit of a, yeah, it's blood magic. I'll just say that. The other thing I would also just like to call out, is that I got the little gold. I got the little gold cup in the YouTube creator dashboard because I hit 50 subs. In all honesty, the sub count, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but the sub count is a bit of an arbitrary number for me. I'm not really fussed about how many people are subbed as long as the people who are subbed are enjoying the content, because this is a hobby for me. I'm not an actual content creator, or a professional content creator. So yeah, for the 50 people who are subbed, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And like I said in the last video, I appreciate the nice comments that I've also been getting on some of the videos. I do want to go back to tech, but don't turn you off. I do want to go back to tech, but I really want to push my way through blood magic. I'm going to compare blood magic to like eating your vegetables. Basically, I'm going to eat the vegetables first, and then I can have the nice part of the meal, which is going back to Greg Tech. So yeah, so again, thank you very much if you've made it this far. Really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.